Good morning students and welcome back to your chemistry lecture. Today also we will learn chapter number 4, that is structure of atoms. Okay. So in our last lecture we have learned about the Rutherford's experiment, and again we observed or we learned the apparatus what he used for his experiment, and through his experiment what he had observed, what he had noted down through his observation, that also we have discussed, and again what he conclude from his observation, that also we have discussed through the experiment. And here today in this lecture again we will discuss the observations of the Rutherford's experiment, and comparatively we will study the conclusions of the Rutherford experiment. If we will study that observation and conclusions comparatively, then it will very easy to learn. Okay. So here I have written the points of observations of Rutherford's experiment, and then from the observation, first conclusion, second observation, second conclusion, from third observation, third conclusion, what he put forward, what he had given, that we will see here. Okay. So here I have written, you can also write down from here in short, I have written that, and in detail all that observation and conclusions are given in your textbook also, NCERT textbook, that also you can use. Okay. So you have to all that things you have to note down in your notebook also. Okay. So the observation of Rutherford's experiment, what was the first observation? Rutherford's bombarded helium positive charge, means alpha particles, positively charged alpha particles on the gold foil, Yes, this is the gold foil. So when he bombarded the alpha particles on the gold foil, this is one of the atom of that gold foil. For our clear observation, I have taken here single atom. Yes. So what he observed, when the alpha particles are bombarded on the atoms of gold foil, what happened? The first observation, most of alpha particles passed out. That he had observed in his experiment. Means what is the conclusion from his first observation? Most of alpha particles passed out, means if there is empty space, then only it is possible. So that he had concluded that most of space inside atom is empty. As most of alpha particle passed out, he had concluded that most of space inside atom is empty. Means inside atom most of space is empty, that he had concluded from his first observation. Then the second observation, some of alpha particles get deflected by small angle. Some of alpha particle get deflected. These are the deflected atoms. These are the deflected particles. So only some of alpha particles get deflected by small angle. And why they get deflected? Because positive influence, very less positive influence, the positively charged alpha particles get deflected, but these are deflected by very small angle. बहुत ही थोड़े से एंगल से ही, और some of alpha particles only get deflected due to positive influence of that atom. So what was the conclusion from that second observation? The positive charge of atom occupies very little space. Yes, the positive charge of atom occupies very little space. थोड़े से ही पार्टिकल, ज्यादा से ज्यादा पार्टिकल तो पास हुए, वेरी फ्यू, some of particles get deflected That means the positive charge atom occupies पॉजिटिव चार्ज ऑफ एटम ऑक्युपाइज वेरी लिटिल स्पेस. मतलब जो एटम का पॉजिटिव चार्ज का इन्फ्लुएंस जो है वो बहुत ही थोड़े से एरिया में है. यस, दैट इज द कंक्लूजन ऑफ द सेकंड ऑब्जर्वेशन. देन द नेक्स्ट एंड थर्ड वन ऑब्जर्वेशन, वन फ्रॉम द 12,000 particle, one from the 12,000 particle, among 12,000 particle only one particle, means very few, it is very few, less quantity, very much less quantity, very few particles get reflected by 180 degree, reflected by 180 degree. So how much? Very much few particles, means out of 12,000 particles only one particle could get reflect by 180 degree. So what was the conclusion from this observation? Here we can see only very few particles get reflected through 180 degree here. Yes, that means the positive charge influence is concentrated at some particular place, but the area of that positive charge is very much less. As the area is very much less, positive charge area of positive charge is very much less, so that only one among 12,000 particles, means very few particles could get reflected. So from the third observation, what was the conclusion? All the positive charge is concentrated in very small volume within atom. मतलब क्या है, ये बहुत ही कम पार्टिकल्स रिफ्लेक्ट हुए. इसका कंक्लूजन क्या निकाला रदरफोर्ड ने? जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज का जो इन्फ्लुएंस है वो एक ही जगह पर कॉन्सेंट्रेट हुआ है, एंड एक ही जगह पर कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है, इसलिए उसकी डेंसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है. और जिस प्लेस पे डेंसिटी उसकी ज़्यादा है वहाँ से ये अल्फा पार्टिकल डायरेक्टली रिबाउंस हुआ है. डिफ्लेक्ट भी नहीं हुआ, पास भी नहीं हुआ, डायरेक्टली रिबाउंस हुआ, क्योंकि यहाँ पर पॉजिटिव चार्ज का इन्फ्लुएंस बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड फॉर्म में है. मीन्स यहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा डेंसिटी है पॉजिटिव चार्ज की. तो ये जो एरिया है ये बहुत ही छोटा है और यहाँ पर पूरा का पूरा पॉजिटिव चार्ज कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है. ये थर्ड ऑब्जर्वेशन से कंक्लूजन आ गया, निकाला. यस, so what was the conclusion from his third observation? Whole positively charged influence is concentrated at very small volume inside the atom. So this was the observation, and these were the observations, and these were the conclusions from the Rutherford's experiment. So you have to learn all that observation and conclusion for the explanation of Rutherford's experiment. These are very important, and this experiment is very important according to your exam also, according to your knowledge of chemistry also. Okay, so these were the points. Comparatively, if you will study, you will understand better. So that note down that, and you can use the textbook also. So after that, we will discuss here the postulates of Rutherford's experiment. So I will give you the postulates. These are also given in the textbook also. So that also we will learn here. So the postulates of Rutherford's theory. Postulates Rutherford's experiment. Okay, so in short I will write down, that is postulates of Rutherford's experiment. So here first postulate, it is given in your textbook also. There is a positively charged center in an atom called nucleus. So what he had observed from his experiment, that the whole positively charged is concentrated at some place inside the atom, and the area of that positively charged influence is very much less as compared to the volume of atom. Okay, so suppose if it is the volume of atom, so the positively charged he had considered, it is concentrated at the center at very much less area. Yes, it occupied very much less area as compared to the volume of whole atom. And he had given name to that positively charged influence, nucleus. Nucleus. And inside that nucleus, whole positive charge is concentrated. Charge is concentrated. Okay. So that is the first postulate. So there is a positively charged center in an atom called nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus. Means जो atom का जो पूरा का पूरा mass है, तो वो कहाँ पर concentrated है? Inside the nucleus. Positive charge is concentrated here, and the whole mass again is concentrated at the center in the nucleus. So that the very few particles get reflected, directly they get rebounds. Why? Because of whole mass is concentrated at the center of the atom, and it is known as nucleus. Yes. So he had discovered nucleus here, and at the nucleus whole positive charge is concentrated again the whole, and again the whole mass of atom is also concentrated at the inside the nucleus of atom. So this is the nucleus, and the area of nucleus is very much less as compared to volume of that nucleus is very much less as compared to the volume of whole atom. So it is the first postulate. And what is the second postulate? The electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined orbit. Means that electrons are revolving around the nucleus in their definite orbit. These are not randomly, they are not revolving randomly, but they are revolving, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the discrete orbit. Okay, around the nucleus, well-defined orbit. These are the well-defined orbits are here. Here well-defined orbits are present, and in that orbit the electrons are revolving. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Yes, around the nucleus in the defined orbit, in the definite orbit, they are revolving around the nucleus. These electrons are revolving here. Like the solar system, the planets are revolving in solar system in their orbit around the sun. Similarly, the electrons are revolving inside the atom around the nucleus. So this is the second postulate. And the third one, the size of nucleus is very small as compared to the size of atom. Size of nucleus is very much small as compared to the atom. This nucleus nucleus, volume of nucleus is very much less than the volume of atom. Volume of atom. Okay. So this is the volume of nucleus and volume of atom. This is the third postulate. Yes. We can see here the nucleus is at the center of atom and it is occupied very less area, less volume as compared to the whole volume of atom. So these were the postulates of Rutherford's experiment, and again this experiment, this Rutherford atomic structure is having some limitations. तो क्या limitations है ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा important है. So what were the limitations of that Rutherford's experiment? Still that experiment is very much important, very much significant. This structure of atom given by Rutherford is one of the significant atomic structure. Yes, still it is having a limitation because stability of atom is not explained here by the Rutherford's atomic structure. Means we know that every matter is stable and every atom is stable. Yes, if the atom is stable, that stability of that atom is not proved by the Rutherford's atomic structure, because he considered that the electrons are revolving in their definite orbit, and while they are revolving around the nucleus, they emit some energy. क्या कहा रुदरफोर्ड ने? क्या कहा? जब ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व होते हैं अपने ऑर्बिट में, अपने डेफिनाइट ऑर्बिट में, तब क्या होता है? वो रिवॉल्विंग होते होते एनर्जी भी एमिट करते हैं, मतलब एनर्जी क्या करते हैं? रिलीज करते हैं, एमिट करते हैं या रिलीज करते हैं. यदि ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यदि एनर्जी रिलीज करते हैं तो क्या होगा? उनकी एनर्जी खत्म हो जाएगी. यदि उनकी एनर्जी खत्म हो जाएगी तो ये कहां पर आकर गिरेंगे? सब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स न्यूक्लियस में आकर गिर जाएंगे. यस, जब ये रिवॉल्विंग होते होते यदि उनकी एनर्जी पूरी इमिट हो जाएगी, खत्म हो जाएगी एट द एंड, तो क्या होगा? एट द एंड ये इलेक्ट्रॉन सब न्यूक्लियस में आकर गिर जाएंगे. ऐसा उसका कंक्लूजन निकला है ना. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रॉन्ग एजम्पशन, the Rutherford's experiment is having, the Rutherford's atomic structure is having some limitations or drawback. So actually it is not true, because every atom is having stable structure. If they are stable, so how it is possible that the electrons emit energy while they are revolving around the nucleus? That was the question, and that question was not solved by Rutherford's atomic structure. So that the next scientists studied very deeply on the Rutherford's atomic structure, and then the Neil Bohr is the next scientist. He had given the next atomic structure, and he had given the atomic structure. It is depend on the discrete energy level. यहाँ पर जो ऑर्बिट रुदरफोर्ड ने दिया है, जो ऑर्बिट उसने डिफाइन किए हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन के रिवॉल्यूशन के लिए, तो नेल बोहर ने ये जो ऑर्बिट है ये एज अ एनर्जी लेवल कंसीडर किए है. ये एनर्जी लेवल कंसीडर किए किसने? नेल बोहर ने. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एनर्जी लेवल इट इज प्रूव्ड दैट द इलेक्ट्रॉन कैनॉट इमिट देयर एनर्जी. द इलेक्ट्रॉन don't emit their energy while they are revolving around the nucleus, and if they are not emitting energy, the revolution is stable and the structure of atom is stable. So because of the question of stability of atom, the Rutherford experiment is also having some drawback. So this was the whole Rutherford experiment. These are the postulates of Rutherford experiment. Again we have discussed the limitation of the Rutherford experiment. Yes, there was the question arise related to the stability of atom. So this was the drawback of Rutherford's theory. So you have to note down all that things in your notebook as well. Write down the postulate also and draw the diagram, then observation, conclusion, and you have to describe the whole experiment, and then you have to write down the postulates of Rutherford's experiment, and then the drawback of the Rutherford experiment. All that points are very important. So I hope you understood this experiment, Rutherford experiment, and the structure of atom given by Rutherford. Okay, thank you.